Hello, dear student. The next part in human health and disease is the next disease is AIDS. AIDS is not a single disease. It is a group of disease. Therefore, it is known as acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. What is the meaning of syndrome? Syndrome means that is a group of disease because it shows various types of symptoms of various types of disease. Is usually fatal illness caused by retrovirus known as human immunodeficiency virus. That means causative agent of AIDS is HIV, human immunodeficiency virus. The main target cell of HIV is CD4 cells or T4 lymphocytes. These T4 lymphocytes or CD4 cells, these are the commandos of our bodies. These are the main cells of our immune systems, and these HIV they attack on the main cells of immune systems. Therefore, the immune systems of the victims get declines, and that results into the death. There is no any drugs available. HIV or AIDS is 100% fatal disease. AIDS can be called a modern pandemic because it is worldwide. There is no any type of boundaries. There is no geographical, ethical, religious, or any types of boundary. It is worldwide spread, affecting both industrialized and developing countries also. AIDS was first noticed in USA in 1881, while in India it is first confirmed case of AIDS was in April 1986 from Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Then what is the structure of HIV? We have seen the causative agents of AIDS is HIV. HIV is 100 to 140 nanometer in diameter. It looks like as a saucer ball shape. It is spherical. Virus particles show centrally located two ssRNA molecules along with reverse transcriptase enzymes. And it is covered by two layers of proteins. The outer layer of matrix protein P17 while the inner layer is capsid protein P24. Over the matrix protein layers there is an additional layer of lipids. The virus replicates in actively dividing T4 lymphocytes and can remain in a latent stage in lymphoid cells. The virus has unique ability to destroy human T4 lymphocytes and therefore AIDS is more fatal. HIV is found in greatest concentration in blood, semen, cerebrospinal fluid and lesser extent in tears, milk, urine, saliva, cervical and vaginal secretion. We have seen the structure of HIV. Then mode of transmission. How these viruses they are transmitted, that is known as mode of transmission. The viruses can be transferred through main three reasons. One of them is unsafe sexual contact. That is the main cause. More than 80% HIV cases are due to unsafe sexual contact, including oral, vaginal, and anal sex. All types of sexual contacts. That is the main reasons of HIV transmissions. During sexual contact, there is a contact between body fluid to body fluids, and there is a transmission of the HIV takes place from infected person to susceptible person, that is normal persons, and therefore unsafe sexual contact is a major region of HIV. Then second, that is blood. Via blood transfusion or needle sharing. During some emergency cases, there is a requirement of blood transfusions. Nowadays, blood is stored in blood bank and that is nearly 99.99% safe. But when there is an emergency to transfer blood directly from donor to recipients without monitoring or screening of various types of disease, in such cases there is a possibility of HIV transmissions from donor to recipient. As well as needles, the needles which are used in injections, these needles, that is one of the reasons, and therefore nowadays the disposable needles are used, but sometimes these needles, they are used in addictions, in drug cases, that the blood which is present at the tip of needle, that is sufficient for the transmission of HIV, and therefore blood is a second mode of transmission of HIV. Then from mother to child, it is also known as transplacental. A pregnant woman can transmit the virus to her fetus through their shared blood circulation, or a nursing mother can transmit it to her baby from her breast milk. If mother is HIV positive, there is a possibility of HIV transmission during pregnancy as well as breastfeeding. Other methods of spreading of viruses are rare and include accidental needle injury, artificial insemination with infected donated semen, and transplantation with infected organs. These are some rare cases. AIDS viruses has been found in urine, tears, saliva, breast milk, and vaginal secretion, but it seems not to be transmitted by these fluids unless it gets into injuries. HIV viruses is not transferred through food. It is not transferred from air. It is not foodborne. It is not airborne. It is not transmitted through social contact, that is shaking of hands, etc. It is not transmitted through any vector such as mosquitoes, lice, etc. Then the next one, that is clinical manifestation, that is symptoms. What is the symptoms of AIDS? The clinical manifestations of AIDS have been classified into four broad categories, because AIDS is not a particular disease as like typhoid, malaria, etc. It is a group of disease. It shows the various symptoms, therefore that is known as syndrome. Initial infection with the virus and formation of antibodies usually occurs 2 to 8 weeks after initial infection. That means when any susceptible person get infected through upper three reasons such as unsafe sexual contact or through blood or from mother to fetus. These viruses, they enter into body. Their incubation period is lengthy, and there is a formation of antibodies after 2 to 8 weeks of initial infection. Then second, that is asymptomatic carrier state, in which there is no signs of disease they are seen, because incubation period that ranges from 6 months to 10 years, and that is the major cause, because during this period that person do not show any symptoms, and that person may transmit this virus to so many peoples. That person act as a carrier. That is most dangerous things in this disease, because the incubation periods is so lengthy. We have seen in dengue, in typhoid, or any other disease, incubation period have from some hours to some days, but incubation period in AIDS is lengthy. Then third, that is AIDS related complex or ARC. AIDS related complex with one or more of the following clinical signs, such as recurrent fever for longer than 1 month, fatigue, unexplained diarrhea, night sweat, shortness of breath, loss of more than 10% body weight suddenly. These are some symptoms. There are some major symptoms and minor symptoms. If any persons who have more than two major symptoms and one minor symptoms, doctor suggests that person to diagnose with test of HIV. Then the fourth stage, that is AIDS. AIDS is the end stage of HIV infection. It is characterized by life-threatening opportunistic infections like pneumonia, tuberculosis, Kaposi sarcoma. Because during this stage, that victims or that persons which is infected with HIV, its body immune system get declines. We have seen four stages in clinical manifestation. Initial infection, formation of antibodies usually occurs 2 to 8 weeks after infection. Then asymptomatic carrier stage, that is from 6 months to 10 years. Then AIDS related complex, during which that person shows some major symptoms and minor symptoms. These are the symptoms which of other some diseases. And the fourth and the last stage, that is AIDS. Every year, December 1st is observed as World AIDS Day. India started a national AIDS control program in 1987. A red ribbon is worn on World AIDS Day as a universal symbol of awareness and support for people living with HIV. In India, 4 AIDS reference centers have been established: AIMS in New Delhi, National Institute of Virology, Pune, Center of Advanced Research on Virology, Vellore, National Institute of Communicable Disease, New Delhi. National AIDS Control Organization, that is NACO, was set up in year 1992 by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. The aim of this organization is to prevent further transmission of HIV, to decrease morbidity and mortality associated with HIV infection, and to minimize the socio-economic impact resulting from HIV infection. Then, preventive measures. We have seen causative agents, that is HIV virus that of AIDS. Then we have seen clinical manifestation, that is the symptoms. Then the third one, that is preventive measures. AIDS has no cure, hence prevention is the best choice. There are some steps which help us in preventing this dreadful disease. People, particularly those in high risk group, should be educated about HIV. What is a high risk group? The high risk group, these are the peoples which are participated in some in such cases, for example sex workers or others. These are known as high risk groups. Then disposable needles and syringe should be used and disposed of properly and immediately. Sexual habits should be changed immediately. That is, avoid multi-partners sex. High-risk groups should refrain from donating bloods. The peoples they are which are in high-risk group, they do not donate any organs. Toothbrush, razors, other articles that can become contaminated with blood should not be shared. Before receiving blood, ensure that it has been screened for not containing HIV infection. And routine screening must be done for blood donors, organ donors, donor of semen and growth hormones, patient undergoing hemodialysis, and females in high risk group who are pregnant or contemplating pregnancy. Then, laboratory diagnosis. What is the diagnostic test of AIDS? At first, a test is used to detect HIV antibodies, while a second confirmatory test is used to weed out any false positive result. The first test is known as ELISA, enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. That is a common test which is also used in other some cases. And the second confirmatory test, that is known as Western blot test. Western blot test is highly specific test. It is based on detecting specific antibody to viral core protein and envelope glycoproteins. These are the two major diagnostic tests. The first one, that is known as ELISA, and the second one is known as Western blot test. Then, treatment of AIDS. Although AIDS has no cure, certain medicines called as antiretroviral drugs can help in reducing the viral load and prolong life of HIV patient. For example, antiretroviral therapy ART and TDF, tenofovir, EFV, efavirenz, lamivudine. These are some drugs. The advancements made in biological science has helped us to deal effectively with many infectious diseases. The use of vaccines and immunization programs have enabled us to eradicate completely the dreadful disease like smallpox. A large number of other infectious diseases like polio, diphtheria, pneumonia, and tetanus have been controlled to a large extent by the use of vaccines. Biotechnology is on the verge of making available newer and safer vaccines. Discovery of antibiotics and various drugs has also enabled us to treat effectively infectious diseases like tuberculosis. But unfortunately, there is no any vaccines to AIDS, and therefore prevention is the only measures in AIDS.